and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today we are going to play the house. You know, it sometimes wins. It's a Reanimator deck built to bring out the house demon, the thing that's taken over all of Duskmourn, Valgavoth, the Terror Eater, as early as turn 4, using the technology provided in the new set from Rite of the Moth and Live or Die. But let's read the star of the show first. Valgavoth Terror Eater is 9 mana for a 9/9 Elder Demon. That's so much. How do we cast it? That's the trick. We don't. It has flying and lifelink and ward to sacrifice 3 non-land permanents. Oh my god. And then there's nothing more fun than if a card you didn't control would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. During your turn, you may play cards exiled with Valgavoth. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than its mana cost. Getting to cast your opponent's spells just by paying some life that you gain right back with your giant life-linking demon is awesome. And it's why I built the deck. I'm really excited about it. As a backup to reanimating Valgavoth Terror Eater, we also have a Atraxa Grand Unifier for like the unified evil, if these two are ever together. But mostly it's about getting Valgavoth. And we have a bunch of ways to get Valgavoth into our graveyard, one of which is Overlord of the Balemark. This is also a new card. It's 5 mana for a 5/5 with impending for 2, and the impending count is 5. And whenever this enters or attacks, I mill 4 cards, and then you can return a non-avatar creature card or planeswalker card from the graveyard to hand. So it gets a little bit of value with every ETB and attack, but while also potentially filling the graveyard with Valgavoth or Atraxa. On top of that, we can get Valgavoth into the graveyard with Liliana of the Veil, who also comes back because of Overlord of the Balemark. That's nice. We also have the Great Door, Matzalantili. I'm sure I did great. Collector's Vault and the Great Door help us get the big monsters into the graveyard while sifting through our deck for the right cards. And Bitter Triumph is a removal spell that helps us discard the big monsters. Rite of the Moth and Live or Die are what bring them from the graveyard back to the battlefield, with Live or Die having the awesomeness of instant speed on its side, which can also modal remove a creature. So it functions like a black-white control deck in some games where we have trouble finding our big bads, but eventually when we find them, they're coming back. And sometimes they come back wrong. Come back wrong is a fun one-of inclusion here that is a cool way to destroy your opponent's card and get control of it for a brief period of time. Really good against overlords, but it's also a fun way to reset your Atraxa if you just want to get a bunch more cards from it. We top the deck off with a Demonic Console to help us go get our demon when we need our demon, or any card in our deck once we have Delirium, as we mill ourselves and often do, and some exile removal for those pesky red decks and other Reanimator decks running around. Legions to Ashes and Anoint with Affliction are there to get those things gone for good. The mana base has a few spicy one-ups in Gloomlake Verge and Hushwood Verge, as well as 4 Fountain Ports to give us a chance to cast Atraxa if somehow Atraxa is stuck in our hand and none of the ways to discard her are anywhere nearby. Just a little kind of backup plan, if you will. Yes, we're going to go to the ladder. We're going to bring out the 9/9, and we're going to see just how much the opponents like it when we cast their spells. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. First game, first hand, what do we have? Removal. We have removal. Actually have both of our planes, a hand that can't cast a Liliana. It's one of the only 4-land hands that could do it. All right, well, let's keep it. We've got the removal. Removal means we won't get run over that quickly. Okay, Hopeless Nightmare. Well, one of these can go. And another land. Not one that makes value either. Well, we were on the draw, so we're in a fine position. But we do need to hit off this Overlord. Whiffing on the Overlord would be terrible. We could hold the Liliana to play around that. It's an option. Not saying it's a good option, it's an option. Nah, let's run out the Overlord. Impending, baby. Oh no! We whiffed. You need the cards, man. Every card matters against discard. Their plan is to get you down to nothing, and having an extra card in our hand would be huge. They're gonna take my Liliana. I don't know why, though. Oh, they're stuck on lands. Okay. TikTok. Like, if I play my Liliana, I'm just gonna plus it. That's like playing into your game plan. But still, I would take it as well if I were them. Uh-huh. Big plays here. Nothing down there. Ah! We hates it. Tick. Tick. Come on. This should be an okay matchup for me, right? Because I should be able to get a big creature, discard it to their discard spell, and then reanimate it. But no. Okay, live and die. One tick left. Oh, now. Okay, they did nothing. They still have no land. This is perfect. They're gonna kill this for sure, right? Yeah. But now, the Rite of the Moth. And their next discard spell, Valgavoth. Live or Die is instant speed. It really is instant speed. Okay, cool. And they exiled my Liliana, so I might whiff again. God, if I whiff again. Don't make me whiff again. Don't make me whiff. Come on, baby. Pick up something nice. Non-avatar creature. Unbelievable! I mean, there aren't a ton of hits. It's the Valgavoth, the Atraxa, and the Liliana, but come on. Anyway, I get an attack here, right? Right? One time? Sure. Bring it back? Guess so. I mean, eventually, you guys. There we go. We got a Liliana. Put that in hand. Obviously, putting Atraxa in hand, no big deal. We're 1 mana away from getting Atraxa, and then all their discard stuff is probably for naught. So talented. I'm just going to discard Valgavoth. Almost forgot what I'm doing there. Annoying with Affliction. Combat. And I guess I'll put an Atraxa in my hand as discard fodder. And I'm gonna make a treasure, and then I'm gonna Rite of the Moth. What a bizarre game. Sometimes the Magic games that are really off plan are the most, the most rewarding, I'll say. All right, combat. They do have a lot of permanents to sacrifice to pay Valgavoth's ward. Let's see if they do something here. They better triumph. Gone. Okay. Nil. And sure, I'll have a Valgavoth in hand. All right. I think we reanimate Atraxa. I mean, our hand is big. Okay, we reanimate Valgavoth. We came here to reanimate Valgavoths. If they want to kill it, they certainly have ways. Liliana will do it. They have 3 mana. They can pay the ward by sacrificing these permanents. They pass to my turn. Legion to Ashes, huh? Fold. Score. All right, well, in that case, it's gonna wipe out these talents. A talent. I always forget that part of the card. It only exiles all tokens that players controls with the same name. Oh, they sacked their Hopeless Nightmare in a spot where I can play it. That was the last straw. You don't want to do that with Valgavoth on the field. Bad things happen. Next, into the arena. Well, if we bin a big monster, we're good. Yeah, that was easy. What were the odds? Okay, black green. There might have been something to afflict there, but the good news about an Anoint with Affliction in that spot is we can just Liliana, make him sacrifice instead if we want to. And there's a Deep Cavern Bat, so yay. Classic Deep Cavern Bat stuff. We need a way to hit the graveyard before we cast Rite of the Moth. We take the Liliana. Fortress, go. Next turn, baby. Next turn. I would like my Lily back, Lily back, Lily back. Well, Oliver, what say you? Liliana's pretty good.
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it when people touch my drop it.
I'll discard my Liliana. We don't need a dueling Liliana situation. Bring me Atraxa, the Grand Unifier, who will probably have to be sacrificed to the Liliana. But hey, we found a way to deal with Liliana in the Bitter Triumph. And another Liliana of our own, and a Demonic Console. And we can discard, what would you say, the land? I think the land. There's already a Liliana in the graveyard to get with the Overlord. We did not get a backup Atraxa or Valgavoth, though.
I've always hated crowds.
The Demonic Console can go get a Valgavoth. Actually, right now it can get any card. Just a lovely Demonic Tutor. And they play a Dread Knight. Okay. Dread Knight can get exiled. And then I think we're holding because the Restless Cottage can go after the Rite of the Moth. But do we care? There's nothing else down there. And if they spend their turn on the cottage, we're happy, right? In that case, Anoint with Affliction here. Land drop. Bitter Triumph here. Make him start over.
Luck favors the foolish, after all.
This is where we slide into that control deck roll. Take our time. They play another Dread Knight. Another Rite of the Moth. Let's go get the guy. Here's Valgavoth. Then we play this Liliana.
I'll have this fight finished
Plus.
before brunch.
And I will discard, if they power up the cottage and attack with it to kill the Liliana, we want to be able to still do something epic on our next turn, which I guess, yeah, if they exile this, we want to time it right, you know? So I guess I'm discarding another Rite of the Moth. You don't want to discard the Valgavoth into an easy power-up cottage situation, so they're going to kill the Liliana to keep me from discarding the Valgavoth. But that's a lot of their turn. Stupid cottage.
I'll take my zombies and leave.
And now Overlord. Get back Liliana. And maybe mill something else? Nope, not yet. But yeah, we put you out there. I think what we do here is this. And now they have to attack the Liliana.
Sacrifices must be made.
And if they attack the Liliana, they don't get to replay their Dread Knight. But they have to get rid of Liliana or Valgavoth comes back. It's a tough spot. It's our specialty. They're going for it. Liliana down. Hey! If we do it again, though, there's not a lot of point because we can't protect her and just the same thing happens this time. So I think we pass and reanimate an Overlord. Getting back this Liliana. Cat and mouse, stupid restless cottage, man. Creature. Sure. Liliana likes that. You leave up 3 mana. Overlord. The Overlord Liliana thing just keeps going and going and going, man. I mean, you're gonna have to kill it. Legion to Ashes. Aye. Eventually a Liliana will stay on the battlefield, right?
No more distraction.
Eventually?
Let's make this quick.
Okay.
Haven't you ever
I mean, do we
heard
hold
of
back to block a cottage? Or do we keep milling? Because once we actually have... They need to attack this. They need to attack this. Once we actually have multiple things in the graveyard... Well, if we mill something good now, they just take it. Yeah, they were going to kill it anyway. They were going to kill it the whole time. Sure. Liliana plus, make them discard. Nope, not worth. Keep ticking. I mean, we know they're going to do it again, right? Oh, they're going to slam Virtue? They're going to regret that.
Don't overthink things.
Shieldred in the graveyard. Oh no, I can't reanimate it. Oh no. I'm helpless. I'm helpless and frail. It was all a ruse. In response, do you live or die? Another one. That's pretty good, actually. They're empty-handed. If I exile that, it doesn't really do anything. It's put into graveyard from anywhere, but there's nothing to make them put into a graveyard. Okay, they have a Shieldred down there. They have none of the big monsters over here. So we're probably taking one of these off the board. I think I plus discard. I don't think I need the Backstreet Boy.
You won't be outsmarting me.
One of them can go. Punchy. Hold. Overlord comes alive. Now, what do they get? What a game. What a game. Shieldred the Apocalypse. You used to be the big bad. Now Valgavoth's the big bad. Cottage up. Interesting. They must have a Virtue? Well, I'm definitely going to block with the Overlord. But if it's a third Virtue off the top, that's kind of bizarre. Oh, a Disfigure. Sure. You got it. That goes under my Valgavoth. my turn. So they don't have mana up to save the Shieldred. Right? So that's going to be my Shieldred. And by having mana up, I mean activating a cottage. Hi. Hello. Hi. You remember me from the card that you just played? Oh, man. So, yeah, that is a powerful sequence. And they want no more. On the play. Mono black hand, but it's mostly a mono black deck. We have removal, so we shouldn't die quickly. A fountain port to dirtle with our mana if we flood out. Or if our opponent's playing control. Overlord off the top gives us something to do. And we hit Valgavoth. Do we put it in hand? I don't have a way in hand to discard it, so I'm going to decline. Off the top, it's a land with nothing to do with it. Here is a shadowy backstreet, though. It fixes our mana. I mean, we're threatening to cast that next turn. Okay, I'll keep it. I was like, flashback, put it in the graveyard, but nah. We're gonna make blue-white here counter it. Never mind. This is the Jhin deck. Or maybe not even the Jhin deck, the Oculus deck, the Mentor deck. And we see Ifara's Dispersal. Yeah, they slam that Jhin right into our clutches. They run Jhin and Mentor. Maybe they run my version. All right, deal with this. Turn 4 Valgavoth. What is the answer? Well, they're gonna have to pay the ward, which means they've got to get the Mentor and they've got to make a bunch of tokens. Do they have the time to do that? Cast Moment of Truth. And an Oculus and a Moment of Truth go under Valgavoth. Please proceed. Oh, that's dirty. Oh, that's dirty. That's so mean. We go first. And we have lands. We need a reanimation, and we need to discard this, but we have the Bitter Triumph for that, so we need reanimation. I'll keep that. Might help me dig to some Liliana or something. Heartfire Hero. Now I wouldn't have kept it. It's a lot worse now. But let's get the impending going. I don't think I die to this hero next turn. And we might hit Liliana, which might be good. I think... just decline here, right? All right. Not the finest of mills. Just trying to put ourselves in position to rip a Reanimator. Swifty. Miki. Fiver. We chill. 3 turns till Overlord. I'm sure we're fine. Wait for it. Okay, they shock. Exile. Maybe they throw a bunch of things on Swift Spear now, which makes Bitter Triumph easy. Come on, Right of the Moth. I have Moth off the top, please. Please. I want to beat this deck. We hates it. Is that all you got, though? Okay, 8. Are they also going to fling it? Put me at 2? Sure are. Cool. Love that. You think they have a shock? Not the card we were looking for, that's for sure. This has not worked out. Kill it. If they have a shock, I think I'd see it here. If they have another sellsword, they've got it as well. Don't know what they're thinking about. Okay. Yeah, just play everything, sure. That was not what we needed. Ah! My reanimation spells! All of them buried in the depths of the house. And me in despair.